Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to The Athletic, Man United, the most likely club to try and do a deal for Raphael Varane. Raphael Varane will cost between 40 million to 45 million, which is a bargain. Raphael Varane wants to leave Real Madrid and he wants to come to Manchester United. Real Madrid believe that Raphael Varane has already agreed a transfer to Man United. Real Madrid recently rejected Man United's offer to swap Paul Pogba for Raphael Varane. Man United have obviously held talks with Raphael Varane's agents. Raphael Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension at Real Madrid. Chelsea are in for him, Man City are in for him, and PSG have been in for him. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. His contract talks stalled a while ago. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, and if he comes to the Premier League he would exceed expectations, and if he came to Man United, Varane and Harry Maguire would complement each other very, very well in our back line. Varane has been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's won 18 major honours, so he's got a good pedigree as a player, and he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. Now I want to delve into some news on Pau Torres from Villarreal. So we've suffered a blow in our pursuit of Pau Torres. Pau Torres has insisted that he's calm on his future. He says obviously he's got a contract with Villarreal and he won his first title at the club. So he feels settled at Villarreal, and now he says he's focusing on the Euros. Now the Manchester Evening News recently said that Man United were making progress to sign Pau Torres, and Man United are working on the Pau Torres deal. A deal for Pau Torres is unlikely to be finalised until after the Euros. Pau Torres has around a €60 million release clause. He's been at Villarreal for a lot of years, came up their academy. He's got a contract with Villarreal until 2024. He did have a loan spell with Malaga. Now I want to give you some news on David De Gea. So David De Gea wants to stay. David De Gea has not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson. De Gea is determined to win his place back. Now, it said not so long ago that De Gea is convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one next season. Last season, it actually said that De Gea had made his transfer decision. It said he was preparing to leave Man United. And he said Man United was set to pay off his huge contract. De Gea has like 2 years left on his current contract and he's on £375,000 a week. De Gea's been a long servant at Manchester United. He's endured like 10 years at the club. I reckon he's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. Because in the last couple of years, he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But yeah, a few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. I said when he leaves us, there's a very, very good chance he'll go back to Spain. Main explanations is because he was born in Spain, his relatives are from Spain, his girlfriend's from Spain, began his footballing career in Spain, and back in 2015, he was very close to joining Real Madrid on deadline day, but his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise because of a fax machine. You know, De Gea was our number one for a long time. Was it last season? Yeah, we put Dean Henderson as our number one. And we made the right decision putting him as number one. He recently said that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number one goalkeeper for next season. To De Gea's credit though, I thought last season he produced his best performances after the Everton collapse back in February. And he did respond well to Dean Henderson getting the number one role. You know, De Gea put a fantastic performance out against Roma in the Europa League semi-final, didn't he? Obviously, he cost us the Europa League final though. Obviously, missed his penalty and he had 11 chances to save a penalty and he didn't save one. And he should have saved at least one or two of them. Solskjaer should have replaced De Gea with Dean Henderson for the penalties, so that's a mistake he did make. Now, Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is incoming. Borussia Dortmund have told us to pay a take-it-or-leaving asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. Now, it says we won't pay any more than 80 million for Sancho. It says we are willing to make Sancho one of the highest paid players at the club. We're willing to offer as much as £275,000 a week. We've agreed the personal terms with Sancho. The agent fees have been agreed and a 5-year contract has been agreed. Now, we recently made an improved bid for Sancho. It was £75 million plus add-ons. Borussia Dortmund want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. Fabrizio Romano did recently say that all parties involved in Man United's pursuit of Sancho are confident that a deal will be agreed. At one point, we was around 11 million short of Jadon Sancho's valuation. Sancho already has a gentleman's agreement with Borussia Dortmund to join Manchester United. But yeah, we are still working on the Jadon Sancho deal. Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer, because last summer Dortmund were demanding £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their £108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But last summer, Sancho to Man United was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and the contracts and that had been agreed. And Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. But we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so it has been a long-running transfer saga. It'd be great signing for Man United. Jadon Sancho's endured 4 years at Dortmund. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City. And he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. I think Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants 4 more signings when Sancho to Manchester United is official. Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. We want a striker, we want a right winger, we want a defensive midfielder, and we want a centre-half. And yes, Solskjaer has said he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. This summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer is aware of how big this summer transfer window is for himself because it's very imperative he gets the players he wants to recommend in. But I am expecting Solskjaer to get the backing he deserves. What the board obviously said not so long ago, the board said that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract despite the Europa League final loss. Joe Glazer obviously promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. He's willing to give him financial backing. Don't forget, Joe Glazer had a fans forum on the 4th of June. It was his first attendance in 16 years. Obviously, a lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years. They bought the club for $500 million back in 2005. But the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. We recently had our financial results. Our debt has risen up to around $443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise. It said just before the summer transfer window opened that Solskjaer had been given a $150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. We're obviously going to offload players in this summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it'll help us with our rebuilding process. I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. Man United looking to sell Martial. Solskjaer's obviously fed up with his poor attitude. A lot of United fans want Martial to go because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. The other week, Duncan Castles said that Anthony Martial was offered to Real Madrid. and a season-long loan with an option to buy was proposed. Martial's agent is looking to get him out of Manchester United. Martial has been at Man United for 6 years. He's under contract with us until 2024. There's also an option of a further year. He scored 78 goals in 258 games in all competitions. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. I reckon Martial's had 2 good seasons. Good the season before last, and he was good in his debut season under Louis van Gaal. And he was out with an knee injury for a while last season. Do you think Man United could offload Juan Mata in this summer transfer window? I think if we do offload him, it will be the right decision, because obviously Juan Mata doesn't hardly get in our 11 now, and the element of concern about him, he's lost that yard of pace and he's aging up. But he said not so long ago that Man United offered Juan Mata a 1-year contract with a wage reduction from his last contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. Solskjaer said at the end of last season that no decision was made on Juan Mata's future. At the first part of last season, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Juan Mata's been at Man United for 7 years. Got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Juan Mata can play as a number 10, and you can also put him on the right wing. Donny van der Beek, I think there's a good chance he's going to leave in this summer transfer window. I think we do need to get rid of him. Nothing to do with him being a bad player. Just doesn't get enough opportunities at Man United. You know, Van der Beek's made, 36 appearances for us in all competitions. Most of them appearances have come from the bench. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. Van der Beek's only endured 1 full season at Man United. Solskjaer decides to sell Van der Beek, and he set the exit price. It's £25 million. Not so long ago, it said that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future, and he got ruled out of the Euros through injury. Now, Van der Beek recently said he wants to go to Barcelona to end his Man United misery. Arsenal also made contact with us over the future of Van der Beek not so long ago, because Arsenal are in search for the central midfielder. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year. He's got a contract with us until 2025, and Van der Beek's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Nemanja Matic, there's a chance we'll offload him in this summer transfer window. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still gets his chances. And I've always had my strong reservations about Matic, because he's always been a slow player and he's aging up. And analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent. But there's been some games where he's looked consistent. Matic has been at the club over 4 years. We got him from Chelsea for £40 million back in 2017. Paul Pogba. Do you think he could leave Man United in this summer transfer window? Well, like I said to you on the video I did yesterday, a Paul Pogba swap deal is possible. Obviously, there has been talks of a Rafael Varane and Paul Pogba swap deal. There's also been talks of a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. Now, it's recently said that Man United want to make Paul Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth 104 million which equates to around £500,000 a week. Now, Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract. We fear losing Paul Pogba on a 3 transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a 3. Solskjaer said not so long ago he hopes Paul Pogba stays and signs a new contract. He said not so long ago that Pogba doesn't want to extend his contract at Man United, and he insisted that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United. But Sky Sports News said that Man United opened talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. We have been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months because he does bring creativity to the team. And in quite a few games last season, we played him in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. Now, Pogba said not so long ago that he has more freedom with France than Manchester United. So we've got to match Pogba's ambitions if he is to stay at the club, basically. Now, he's had a long-running transfer saga. Pogba's been linked with PSG recently. Mini Oriola's held talks with PSG's president. PSG stepped up their interest. They're planning to partner Paul Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. And Kim Pembe says any club would welcome Paul Pogba. Real Madrid, they've been in for Pogba. He's been relentlessly linked with a return to Juventus. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Barcelona have been in for him before, and so too with Inter Milan. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him, and Pogba's enjoyed 5 seasons at the club since he rejoined. I think we should offload Brandon Williams, loan him out to gain him more experience and obviously to get a lot more opportunities because Brandon Williams seldom plays for Man United. He's our 3rd choice left back. We need to offload Phil Jones. We need to get rid of Delors permanently. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. Delors out on loan with AC Milan and Andres Pereira's out on loan with Lazio. We need to get rid of Lingard permanently, but I think Lingard's going to be staying at Man United. He's demanded regular game time, and Lingard not so long ago told Solskjaer in a meeting that he wants to stay at Man United. And I think we should offload De Gea, but we're probably not going to offload De Gea now in this summer transfer window. Daniel James as well, he could be on his way out of the club. Alex Telles, I think we should offload him because Telles hasn't been given enough opportunities at Man United. Obviously, there's a lot of players that are going to stay at Man United. And I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think he is aware of that. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season. Because at the moment, Solskjaer's enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy at Manchester United if he is to remain Manchester United manager. Because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Obviously, there has been United fans demanding Solskjaer out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. But I presume there's still United fans that are Ole in and they believe that he needs more time at the club. I think he does deserve next season, but I can assure Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Manchester United. If things start to go wrong next season, then I think there's a very, very good chance that he will be sacked. You know, Solskjaer's been in charge of Man United now for 30 months, which is over 2 years. The reason he is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can assure that he wouldn't have been Manchester United manager now. Ole has just under a year left, is it? On the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager in that 3-month period. So, you know, Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. He knew when he'd taken over Solskjaer that he had a lot to do. And, you know, I have criticised Solskjaer a lot during his, tenure as Manchester United manager, but I think he is our best manager since Ferguson, and there's things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. You know, I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to turn around and say, yeah, he has done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. You know, Ole did well in quite a lot of aspects last season, which was his second full season, got us to the Europa League final. I know we didn't win it, but he still got us to the final. It was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season got us a second place finish. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which is a record. Last season got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. Also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final last season. In Ole's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a third place finish, winning the Champions League for next season, which is good from a Man United perspective. Ole has made good signings as Manchester United manager so far. He's spent almost £300 million. You know, he's got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. Another thing I've got to credit Solskjaer for, when he got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. So they are the positives. I've got my concerns about Ole as well. Before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles with Molde. He endured 2 spells at Molde, and before he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He only endured a short tenure with Cardiff. So Ole hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.